Do you ever feel like you're doing all the right things, but you still can't get your pain to calm down? Well, today I wanted to share a few little ideas on some little micro tweaks that you could play around with and see if they help. Welcome to the Pain Club. I'm Carolyn and I've been in chronic pain since 2011 with a low back injury I did at work. Okay, so these micro tweaks I'm talking about, these are small little observations that you can do over a few days, and it's just getting curious about what movement you're doing throughout the day that can be adding to your pain. This isn't another thing to add to your to-do list. This is just trying to have a bit of awareness around certain movement patterns you're doing, little tasks throughout the day that can be adding up. You know, we all brush our teeth twice a day. We bend down to get stuff out of a cupboard. We go to the bathroom, we do the dishes, washing. At work it can be like plugging a device in, picking stuff up. So it's just being aware of what you're doing and what's adding to a little niggle or uncomfortable. Little caveat, don't try and do this when you're in a pain spiral or you're in a wind-up. This is something to do when you've just normal pain day. Don't let this be another exercise in making yourself feel bad about your pain or where you are in your journey. It's just a little observation and play. So once you've got 1 or 2 max that you think you could adjust, work out, what is that little micro tweak? And I'm talking about small changes here. This isn't rearranging a whole house or rearranging how you do everything. It's just 1 or 2 that you can test out and play with. So for me, I have a lumbar spine injury, so it's that incremental bending throughout the day, which is really not good. Especially in a wind-up, it's not ideal. So my first little micro change I made was I moved the tea towel and the hand towel, which were both below the bench. So I moved the tea towel up onto the side of the fridge. Magic, no bending. Same with the hand towel in the bathroom. I moved it up, so I'm not bending. This one was a game changer for me during a wind-up. A few other ones to play around with. I've moved everything that was in the cupboard that I use throughout the day. So cleaning products for the kitchen, my toothbrush, my face stuff in the bathroom, everything just lives on the vanity or the bench. It's also not forever. It can just be to help get oversensitized muscles to calm down. Some other ideas here, like if you have a shoulder injury or a knee injury, it's like stopping that repetitive strain on your elbow or your knee. So moving stuff so that it's easily accessible, so that you're not having to constantly reach up or bend down. Just get curious, play with it. It's not that deep, it's just playing around. Also, a little caveat there is not treating your pain as something that you constantly have to try and get out of and fix. I also had a breakthrough moment about 9 years ago now. I was doing a mindfulness course and our homework was to sit with an uncomfortable sensation. For me, that was just my normal pain level. And instead of trying to work out what I'd done that day for my pain to be where it was or what else I needed to do, I actually just sat there and felt my pain without trying to fix or think about it, and just had that full physical experience of being in my pain. The floodgates opened and I had some big ugly tears, that's for sure, but it was a great experience instead of constantly trying to fix it or move or do something different. So those are just a few little ideas that you can play around with for micro tweaks. So just get curious for a day or 2, observe how you're moving, what's adding to your pain or what's uncomfortable, and then picking 1 or 2 max that you can play around with and adjust. And this is definitely a 1 or 2 max play around with for a few weeks or a month, and then see if that has made a difference. This isn't try and pick 1 or 2 every day. Definitely when we're talking about oversensitized muscles and joints and movement patterns that you've been doing repeatedly, it can take a while for everything to just calm down. Just have a play. I'd love to know how you get on, what micro changes you're playing with. Let us know in the comments if any of these have helped. And just remember, you're in chronic pain. There's no instruction manual. You're not doing it wrong and you're not alone. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.